Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We're going to do contact report number 40 now. This was translated by the DeepL translator, and corrections and improvements made by Catherine Mossman and Joseph Darman. And man, these guys are busy. Contact person is Semyazi. Speaking of busy, she's pretty busy too. All right, contact report 40, Thursday, 18 December 1975 at 14:29 hours. That's 2:29 in the afternoon. This is a thought transmission contact. It wasn't face to face. Semyazi, I feel a very great need to talk to you, even if it prevents you from doing your work. But your condition of the last days urges me to give you my thoughts. This especially because I and Father are very much involved in the fact that you had to go through these things in you. I am very sorry for everything, even if it had to be. Father and I were only able to measure your situation when we were able to penetrate you and recognize your emotions. You were very sad, and inside you cried bitter tears. It makes me feel pain inside. Billy, I am glad I can hear your voice in parentheses inside me. It is like a healing balm to me. Yes, you are right. I really had a huge problem and I could not solve it, at least not alone. You know, I also asked other people's opinions about that. Various female personalities must have been well aware of my feelings, such as Miss Rufer from Zurich and Mrs. Werner from Wallison. But as it is unfortunately usual with us earthworms, they were not able to address their emotions in words, just as little as I am not able to do this. That only increased my problem even more. It was also quite painful to feel that Frau Warner and Fräulein Rufer also tortured each other emotionally because they were unable to explain to me what they felt and tried to express in vain. Semyazi, they were very lovable and honest people, but also Miss Flammer. Billy, you are very well oriented. Semyazi, I could not find peace, and I tried. And it was easy for me because I was able to penetrate into your thoughts and feelings. I I was only able to do that because you could not maintain your blockade. You were just too burdened with your problem, which really got to you. I wonder what the problem is. I would have liked to have helped you, Father, and everyone else, but we could not do it because we could not express our feelings in words either. I therefore only had the opportunity, after consultation with my father, to contact the High Council. But even this one was powerless. So they tried to communicate with the plane at Arahat Athersata. Dot dot dot. Billy, who also promptly intervened and read me the riot act after midnight last Wednesday. Semyazi, it had to be, because this level alone was able to express itself to you emotionally so you could understand. I had to go this route because there was a great danger that our mission would be destroyed because you could not solve the problem. We did not know all the connections, nor did we know your nature. We did not know the real depth of your anti-materialism, which you really have to maintain, as the Arahat Athersata level told us. But I am filled with a very joyful feeling that it was able to explain everything to you in an understandable manner, and that you no longer feel the guilt of exploitation when gifts and other help are offered to you. I feel embedded in what you call happiness. She doesn't call it happiness? Okay. I am Billy. I am so glad, Semyazi. I really did not want to plunge you into unhappiness, but I actually could not deal with my problem. It would look very bad now if the Arahat Athersata level had not tried to do this. You know, different people, men interestingly enough, have threw at me that I was just being stubborn and that I do not want to be taught by them. They also said it was just stupid pride, etc. on my part. I guess they're talking about him not having enough money to pay the bills for December. Semyazi, that already borders on ridiculousness because it really is not. Billy, I know that too, Semyazi, but I was impugned when I rejected these allegations. Semyazi, you rejected it in good faith. They are really based on untruth. But these persons might be excusable in their interpretations, for they were as little acquainted with the truth concerning your being as we were with your anti-materialism. I regret to have to say this, but it is the truth. Interestingly, Mrs. Walder, Ms. Rufer, and Miss Flammer truly recognized the root of your problem because they were able to confront it emotionally. But they could not explain it because of the lack of expressiveness in their language. Billy, I felt that myself, and it was a lousy feeling that was quite painful. Semyazi, I understand. I was taken by it too. But it is a great pleasure for me to know that everything has now been settled. Billy, me too, but maybe I was really stupid. Semyazi, this is not the case. Only some important facts were not known to you, which cannot be expressed in words. Billy, maybe so, but do you not think we should stop talking about it? I really learned my lesson. Semyazi, sure, but I want to tell you that this lesson was not easy and that you were almost broken by it. It was a very hard fight. Billy, maybe, but what is over is over. Semyazi, but you are not yet reassured. Much is still in turmoil. Billy, it'll be all right, girl. It is just the aftershocks. You know, every birth is associated with labor and aftermath. Semyazi, sure, that is right, and I understand that you need some time because there was a very bad fight inside of you. Billy, everything passes once, and everything goes by once, and every winter is followed by spring. You know, I have already forgotten the dilemma. Semyazi, that is good. I feel great joy in me. Billy, I am also pleased. By the way, I have received new transmissions from the Patali level. Semyazi, sure, I am aware of that. The spiritual teaching will now be transmitted to you anew, a little earlier than planned. Billy, it is just the basic teaching. I am to write the interpretations myself. Semyazi, sure, it is always like that. The detailed explanations are the respective work of the prophet, who is, after all, knowledgeably taught. His task is to write the explanations and deliberations in an understandable language. That is why prophets are instructed in great knowledge and wisdom. Only for the contact with us or other extraterrestrial or differently dimensioned life forms, it would not have been necessary to train you and to let you find enormous knowledge, realizations, and wisdom and the truth. You need all this only for the interpretations and explanations of the spiritual teachings, which you are to present to the earth humans, alias earthworms, present to the earth humans in an understandable language. This task is assigned to you, which is why only the basic teaching is transmitted to you in the all-time value, but which you are to present together with your deliberations and explanations to the human beings of the earth. Billy, so that is how it is. That is quite a job. Semyazi, why do you think we had to prepare you for this and why you can no longer do gainful employment? For this reason, I had to direct your thoughts to the problem of your livelihood on several occasions, so that the recent events inevitably occurred, even if it was not foreseeable in this form. Billy, now I understand a lot more, but if you have some time now, then I have something very special. So she wanted to get it to where he doesn't have to work because he's getting all this stuff piled on him from the different spiritual levels and also from Semyazi and Ptah and everybody. Okay. Semyazi, just ask. Billy, it is not a question. I am supposed to order you something. I am supposed to send you a very nice greeting from Mr. Hans Jacob in Wetzikon. Not Hans again. Here we go. And thank you for your message, which you sent to him via your friend Thekla. Thekla? Please repeat this message so that Mr. Jacob has it in writing. Semyazi, I really do not understand you. Billy, shall I repeat my words? Semyazi, no, they clearly came to me, but I do not understand their meaning. Billy, it is very simple. Mr. Jacob came to me 2 days ago with a very secretive manner, asked me how to tell you that he had received your message or a message from you that you had sent to him via a certain Thekla. This Thekla, Thekla, is supposed to be a friend of yours. That is what he told me. Now, Mr. Jacob wants you to repeat this message to him via me if he has it in writing through the contact reports. So Billy wants him, or Hans wants Semyazi to say it so that it gets recorded in contact reports. Semyazi, I have already understood that, but I do not understand the meaning of this speech. Billy, that in turn is not plausible to me. I have made it very clear to you. Semyazi, sure, but I have not given any message to Mr. Jacob, neither through you, which you would know, nor through anyone else. So the message didn't come from Semyazi. Who's this Thekla person? Billy, you ... Semyazi, let me finish my words. I also do not know any person named Thekla, neither on the earth nor anywhere else on any other world. From this you can already see that I cannot know a girlfriend of that name either. Billy, this is a mystery to me. You really do not know any Thekla? Semyazi, also not a person or any other form of life that could use this name as a pseudonym. Billy, incomprehensible. What is this all about? Semyazi, I do not see the point any more than you do. One possibility, however, is that Mr. Jacob unfortunately has mystical tendencies that run counter to reality, as I mentioned earlier. Out of this tendency, he might have bound himself to a pseudo-medium who knows certain facts about him or was able to grasp them briefly, and which then deceived him into believing what you ordered from him. There is, however, a second possibility, namely that an unfair test, which I do not wish to mention in ignorance of the facts. She don't want to mention it, but she just mentioned it. Billy, so you think that Mr. Jacob has fallen for a con, or that he wants to lead you or me on? Semyazi, that seems to me to be the closest possibility. Billy, I find it a bit awkward. So now they want to play dirty with you. But how many Earth humans are you in contact with if you want to answer this question? Semyazi, since I am here only with you alone. Besides, I had once, for a few minutes, contact with an Earth woman in Zahedin. 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 I think that's where she found that time capsule. Billy, you mean in Persia, where you were looking for the cylinder? Semyazi, sure. Otherwise, I had or have no contacts with Earth humans. Billy, then I find that a real cheek from this Thekla, or from Hans Jacob, if he should infamously stand behind it himself to test you or me. Semyazi, I share your thoughts. Billy, is it possible... Sorry about that. We're going to continue. They've been spamming my phone lately. Billy, is it possible that someone could be impersonating you? Semyazi, this is certainly unlikely that another life form of the same name moves in the earthly realm or even only in the soul system. Excuse me now, but I have to turn back to my work and must therefore end the contact for today. Billy, of course, Semyazi, it was an extraordinary pleasure to have the opportunity to talk to you today. It was truly a great blessing for me. Semyazi, I understand you very well because I feel the same relief inside me. But now I wish you a good time and see you soon, dear friend. Billy, goodbye, Semyazi. You have helped me a lot, dear girl. Semyazi, you think very dearly. ... And that is the end of Contact Report 40. We're going to jump into, which was a thought transfer contact. We're going to jump into 41 here in a few minutes, I think. Okay, see you next time. Bye.